This is the most underrated action sports camera, the Insta360 One X2. We just had a ridiculous rainstorm this morning. I guess this might be the perfect conditions to go test out the waterproofness of the Insta360 One X2. Should we go out? I think that's a yes. Either that was the best decision of my life or the worst. Look at my pants. I realized that this one wheel doesn't have a guard for the water, so it just sprayed all over my pants, so I got a whole day ahead of me with just wet pants, I guess. But this is all for you guys to get those nice test review shots, so you guys better be appreciating this footage. I didn't realize that there's no spray guard on this pint one, so yep. That's just how it is when you're a YouTube content creator and you're testing out cameras. You're gonna get wet and dirty, but it's all worth it. It's kind of fun too. I'm not complaining right now. But let's go back inside and warm up, because I'm pretty cold now. Oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna... Oh man, my wife just washed my shoes. Pants are dirty. I guess it's time to bust out a big roll of paper towel. Wipe down my pants. Lots and lots of paper towel. That should do the job. Oh yeah. I love paper towel. It's always a winner. That's right. In my opinion, the Insta360 One X2 is the best and the most underrated action sports camera. Now, you can have your own opinion, but this is mine. And I wasn't even paid to say this. This is actually what I think about the Insta360 One X2. So a few weeks back, I got to go on my very first ever trip to Whistler to go snowboarding with my brother Matty and Tyler, as well as Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp. And during this trip, we filmed mostly while vlogging with the Sony a7S III, and then all the action shots pretty much were filmed on the Insta360 One X2. And when we went back to the studio and exported the footage out of this camera, we were just in shock with my brother Matty. We were looking at the footage and we were like, man, this looks almost like you have a personal little drone just following you down the mountain. And the reason why I think that the Insta360 One X2 is the best action sports camera compared to traditional GoPros and other action sports cameras is that you never have to decide what angle you want to film at. And let me explain what I mean by this. So, if you're filming with a GoPro on the mountain, you have to decide, are you gonna be filming yourself? Are you gonna be filming the person in front of you or the landscape around you? But with the Insta360 One X2, you just put the camera in front of you and automatically, with that one shot, you're getting a shot of you, you're getting a shot of the front, you're getting a shot of the side, meaning you're never gonna miss a moment. You can simply just export out in post different angles, and with just one shot, you pretty much get 3 to 4 shots every single time. And I don't know about you, but when it comes to action sports, I don't want to miss a moment. I would be so bummed filming myself when something really funny just happened right in front of me. And when you're filming with Insta360 One X2, you don't have that problem. You get everything captured in one shot. So basically, the Insta360 One X2 is the ultimate capturing device when it comes to action sports, because you're never gonna miss a moment. And with one clip, you're automatically gonna get always 2 to 3 angles for your edit. In the past, I've been filming with the Insta360 One X, but recently Insta360 was kind enough to send me the Insta360 One X2, and this one has a lot of great new features. For example, now we have a live preview screen, so you can see all the time what you're gonna be filming. As well, it is a touch screen, so with your finger you can just touch and get to the different features that you wanna get to. As well, now the Insta360 One X2 is waterproof, so you can just submerge this baby or get it wet and you don't have to worry about it breaking. As well, we now got better battery life and better image quality with the H.265 up to 100 megabytes per second. As well, when you're using the Insta360 Studio app, you can export all the footage out in ProRes which is really high quality and really easy to edit with on your computer. Lastly, the most important thing that you need when filming action sports is stabilization. And the stabilization on the Insta360 One X2 is fantastic. Like I said earlier, it literally looks like a drone is just following you perfectly with no shake or jitters. Lastly, I love the fact that the Insta360 One X2, when you're filming with a long boom pull, the software automatically takes the pull out of the shot, meaning you don't have this ugly black stick in all of your shots. It literally looks like the camera is just floating and following you in the air. So those are the things that I love about the Insta360 One X2. I love the fact that it's really high quality, high bit rate, ProRes footage coming out of the camera. The stabilization is insane. I don't even know how it's so steady. The fact that the software takes out the pull and that you're gonna get all the moments captured in one shot. That is what I love about filming with the Insta360 One X2. And it doesn't even have to be just for action sports, as well for YouTube content creators. If you wanna film a B-roll of yourself, you guys all know how hard it is to film shots of yourself, to get the focus, to get all that stuff right. It is so easy to take the Insta360 One X2 and just film yourself. You can film yourself while you're, riding on a skateboard or hanging out of the car or just whatever you're doing. You can just point this thing and get some nice B-roll of yourself. Okay, I have praised the Insta360 One X2 quite a lot, and you're probably wondering, okay, what's the catch? What are the downsides of the camera? And the great thing is, because I'm not sponsored to say any of this, I can say whatever I want. And yeah, it's true, there are some downsides to this camera. Firstly, as great as it is of having the flexibility to adjust things in post in the Insta360 Studio app, I gotta say it is taxing. It does take a lot of time. I pretty much spent a day just to export all the clips out of our Whistler trip. Okay, there was a lot of clips, but still, it's another extra added step to your workflow. Second thing is, sometimes we're having trouble connecting the Insta360 One X2 to the app, and we're having issues on the mountain, which is something you don't want to face when you're on the mountain. It's freezing cold, you don't want to take your gloves off. You want to know that everything's going to work and you can just film as easily as possible. And lastly, the low light capabilities. I think when it comes to all action sports cameras or mobile phones, the sensors are so small that this is not the best in low light capabilities. So when you're outdoors, you're filming yourself snowboarding a mountain, there's so much light so the footage looks absolutely impeccable. But when you're in low light situations like in this test shot, you can tell right away that there's a lot of noise and it's not the best quality. But for only $429.99 US dollars, I would say that this camera is definitely worth the investment. If you're into action sports or if you're a YouTube content creator and you're having trouble vlogging and filming shots of yourself, I would definitely say that this camera is for you, and it is one of the best kept secrets. There's so many people who have actually never even heard of the Insta360 just because GoPro and these other action sports cameras have been out for much longer time. But I gotta say, the Insta360 One X2 is a camera that is gonna change the game when it comes to action sports and filming B-roll of yourself. Before we end off today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to one of this channel's long-term sponsors, and that's Skillshare. If you haven't yet heard about Skillshare, Skillshare is an amazing platform with thousands of classes, and you can learn about pretty much anything and everything you are interested in. And I myself actually am a teacher there myself, and I have 2 classes on the platform right now, one on how to vlog and grow your YouTube channel, and the other on wedding photography and how to nail those portraits. So if you're interested in checking out those classes, I'll make sure to link them below. And if you haven't yet tried out Skillshare, click the link in my description and you'll get 2 months free of Skillshare Premium, and if you want to continue after that, it's just gonna be $10 a month with the annual subscription. Not a lot of money per month to invest in your learning. So thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this episode and making this channel a possibility. Alright guys, I think we're done. I think I've said enough about the Insta360 One X2, and you can decide for yourself whether or not you will invest in this action sports camera. Also, guys, I've really missed you. I know I haven't been able to post as much on my channel lately, but I've really appreciated all the feedback on the channel, all those comments saying, please post more. It just shows to me that you guys do really enjoy my content, and I hope that I can keep up creating as much content as possible for you guys. Okay, now it's time to clean this place all up before my brother arrives, because he might be upset if this place is just a disaster when he gets here. All in the life of running a YouTube channel while working for someone else who has a YouTube channel. It's like Inception right here. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this fun little review.